Sounds like AM is like the glue that holds everything together.
You might have a vision that does not match the final deliverables simply because you didn't share your expectations at the beginning.
Could you share an example of a project where things didn't go as planned?
Please remember that the customer is not as tech savvy as your tech team.
What advice would you give to clients during this initial phase to make sure both sides are set up for success?
It's all about partnership. The more collaborative the customer is, the better the final result from cooperation will be.
Welcome back to Pro Salesforce podcast, where we explore insight and strategies for leveraging Salesforce to drive business success. I'm your host, Sergii, a Salesforce consultant here at Synebo. And today we're focusing on a vital aspect of the Salesforce development, the role of account managers. My guest today is Varvara, an account manager at Synebo, with 8 years of experience managing client relationships and overseeing Salesforce projects. Varvara brings a wealth of knowledge to our conversation. Hello, Varvara.
Hello, hello. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
It's great to have you here. Can you start by sharing a little bit about your background and your journey in the Salesforce ecosystem?
Sure, it's my first time in a speaking chair, so I'm a little bit nervous. But anyway, I'm really excited to share my thoughts and beliefs about customer support and the significance of transparent communication with customers. I began my career in 2017 as a customer support specialist and have gained experience working for different companies, not only Salesforce related. I began my career as an account manager in medical tourism, assisting people in receiving treatment abroad. After that, I switched to fashion industry, and in 2021, I ventured into the IT industry. So throughout this, I've come to understanding that the role of account manager is often undervalued in businesses. Also, I realized the common missing element, the need for someone to bring the gap between businesses and the customer, regardless of whether it's B2B or B2C context.
Thanks. Looks like you had a very interesting journey. Let's dive into today's topics. First of all, it's the understanding of the role of account managers and the maximizing outcomes of Salesforce projects involving account manager. So, what can our listeners expect to learn today?
First of all, it's my personal wish to clarify the difference between PM, project manager, and IM, account manager, as it can be confusing for our customers. Sometimes they just do not understand why they need two managers for their project. That's why I typically begin working with new accounts by having a brief introductory meeting. During this meeting, I explain our internal flow and provide more details about the tasks of the account manager and the project manager. Also, I hope that we will cover the essential responsibilities of account manager, how they tackle common pain points, and I hope that I will manage to share some success stories that illustrate the importance of account manager. Also, I'll provide some practical tips for clients to foster effective collaboration.
Let's start with the role of account manager within a Salesforce development company. How do they fit into the project landscape?
From one side, account managers are essentially the client's advocate within the service company. But sometimes we also need to protect the tech team as well. So for me, account manager is like Shiva. They have lots of faces, responsibilities, acting as project leaders, problem solvers, and relationship builders. They're responsible for understanding the client needs, coordinating project teams, and ensuring deliverables met those needs.
That sounds critical, but can you elaborate on their specific responsibilities?
Sure. The account manager's responsibilities include managing timelines, budgets, and resources. For example, if a customer is experiencing financial challenges, I can create custom discounts or offers to assist with their budgeting. Sometimes I also identify opportunities for scope optimization or prioritization in collaboration with the tech team for sure, just to reduce the minimum viable product MVP and deliver the most important features first. Also, account manager ensuring that communication flows smoothly between the client and the development team. I am also works on setting clear expectation from the outset and monitoring project progress. If you are a senior account manager, you can predict some risks and avoid it or try to collect such information from the technical team to avoid issues anyway. I've been in a situation where the customer had a tight budget. It's usually clear, understandable at the beginning of the partnership, so I always made sure to communicate this information to the tech team right from the start, just to prevent scope from expanding. Since the tech team isn't aware of the financial aspect of the partnership, they might suggest solutions that exceed the customer's budget. By doing this, I've managed to avoid many difficult situations in my career. It's a simple tip, but it's really powerful.
Yeah, I never thought about it from that perspective because I'm most of the time I'm a part of the tech team. So it sounds like AM is like the glue that holds everything together.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, yeah. Okay, um, let's discuss how account managers address common client pain points. Projects can often be complex with shifting requirements, and how do you manage these challenges?
In collaboration with the project manager and the tech team. It's crucial to ensure that the project manager is in sync with the original scope and communicates any changes to the tech team. The project manager should also gather updated requirements and share the final result with the customer. It's essential for everyone in the team to clearly understand the new priorities and be clear about the action plan and timelines. I understand that it might seem simple, but sometimes the easiest thing can get lost due to the gap between the customer's knowledge and the tech team. It just can be unclear that the additional explanation is needed. As for tech team, everything on the surface, but it's important to remember that not all customers are tech savvy. Therefore, the tech team and even the project manager may speak a different language, and I'm not just talking about English. In that case, the account manager plays a crucial role in ensuring that even the simplest things are transferred and that everything is effectively communicated to the customer. Because the IM sometimes needs to take on the role of a babysitter, ensuring that the customer has a clear vision of the process, while the tech team focus on the development.
Yeah, so communication is the key in these situations. Yeah. Now, how do account managers ensure that like all stakeholders remain aligned throughout the project?
First of all, you should set up regular check ins and updates with the customer and with your project manager before. This fosters transparency and helps mitigate misunderstandings. Account manager also encourage feedback and ensure that all voices are heard. It's crucial to ask direct, simple questions to the customers about what they like or don't like in a partnership. But also, it's important to get answers from your customers. So, please, if you have an account manager and have not answered an email to rate some services you are using, go ahead and send your feedback right after this podcast ends. It will help for sure to your business and to get better services.
Yeah, definitely. But before you will answer your account manager, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe button, and then then communicate with your account manager. But isn't it the continuous process? I mean the communication between client and account manager.
Sure, absolutely. Consistent communication not only keeps projects on track, but also build trust with clients. So it's long-term relationships and long-term work.
Communication with the customer, it's not only about the good news, sometimes you need to deliver bad news as well. So how do you handle it?
Yes, yes, that's right. It's not only about good news. First of all, from my perspective, I'm trying to understand what is the reason of this bad news happened, and
Yeah, who is responsible? Yeah.
yes, who's responsible, why it's happened, and what can be done maybe to change the result. But I'm trying to reach the point with the understanding of the reasons and like understanding why the result happened, and it usually helped.
And you mentioned how important client proactivity can be. Do you have an example of the difference between when clients are actively engaged and when they are more passive?
Sure, it's actually kind of a role model when you like have two types of customers. So it includes plenty of cases. In general, when you, as a customer, are involved in a development process or just in the process at a high level, you can avoid any misunderstandings. This is because you can share your concerns and ideas during the process and clarify everything right away. However, if you're not involved in the process, don't attend meetings or check the reports your PM sent you, you might have a vision that does not match the final deliverables simply because you didn't share your expectations at the beginning.
Sure, like there are no projects, like no project runs perfectly all the time. Could you share an example of a project where things didn't go as planned, and how did you recover from that, and what role did communication play in turning things around?
Of course, I've been waiting for this question. We had a client who has struggling with multiple major projects at the same time. Our team was assisting them along with their in-house team. Initially, they faced delays due to the work requirements and constant changes in scope. In that situation, me as account manager stepped in, organized a series of meetings with key stakeholders, and shed a light on the unclear requirements and constant scope changes. As a result, we were able to streamline the project, prioritize the scope, and deliver the main part on time by dividing it into several parts.
Yeah, it's a fantastic example, by the way. It really highlights the importance of clear communication and proactive problem solving.
Exactly. It's really simple, but still.
And what's the most valuable piece of feedback you ever received from a client, and how did it impact the way you approach your work on future projects?
Hmm. Genius things are the simplest, and I understand it very clearly during my career path as account manager. So, the most valuable feedback I got from my customer is please remember that the customer is not as tech savvy as your tech team. I was once told that even some simple things that seem obvious to us might be difficult for the customer to understand. So it's really important for the account manager to ensure that the customer understands everything. After gaining this insight, I started asking more questions to our customers at the beginning of the project just to make sure that everything is clear. Also, we started to lead more detailed paperwork and for sure schedule and more meetings. It's not a plus for a tech team, but a plus for our customer.
And honestly, it's not only related to the account manager work. Like everything that you mentioned. To keep in mind that client is not like a tech specialist. Client can have a lack of expertise in some tech questions. This is why we're here. So it's I also can reflect it on my work. So I also, when I realized that I have to like cut him some slack and explain something several times, it really helps to move forward with the project. But like beyond delivering projects, how do you build long-term relationships with your clients? Like with what strategies, sorry, do you use to ensure that clients stay with your company over multiple projects or years?
To be honest, my favorite part of the job. It's what we can call like a long shot with lots of activities, starting from commenting on LinkedIn, congratulating achievements, giving presents for holidays, and remembering some personal details, asking about them alongside business questions. In that case, it's even not about some strategy you build to get some profit. It's just about personal relationships with your client because it's become your lifestyle. For example, at Synebo, we also practice meeting our customers in real life. We attend Salesforce conference and try to connect existing customers with the location of the conference. We also have popular regions where we visit to meet customers at their offices. This summer, for example, I've been to Tel Aviv because I have around 20 customers there, and it was really great and exciting experience because you can like really establish a great relationships with your customer after such trips.
Let's talk more about the development process. The onboarding phase of a project can set the tone for the entire collaboration. What advice would you give to clients during this initial phase to make sure both sides are set up for success?
First of all, do not skip this phase. And I said that is not an advice for a customer, but more for account manager and for the service company because I have faced with a common problem that some service company just missing this phase of telling the customer some insight about the in-house flow of work. So it's really important before the actual development starts to schedule a short intro meeting where you, as account manager, will tell your customer how we work, what rules do we have, what questions should be asked for what person. So it will help to be sure that we're on the same page and we're moving to the same successful end.
And what about the communication with the development team? Like, I mean, the between account manager and development team. How it usually go?
It usually goes through the project manager of the tech team. It's better way to communicate with the technical team through their PM, because when you are working with, for example, a huge team of 4, 5, and more developers, it's hard to transfer some requests for all of them. So uh, in all of the service companies you usually have your PM for each of the team, and when you act as a account manager you just need to communicate with a project manager. For sure, when you don't have a project manager on your project and only 1 or 2 developers, you will communicate, it's better to communicate with a more senior developer, uh, because usually the more senior developer is, the better soft skill he or she has. So it's just helpful to be on the same page.
When the project is complete, how the communication happened between the client and the account manager? Is there a communication at all?
Yes, yes, for sure. This is like really important thing to show your customer that our relationships is not over when the project is technically done. Because first of all, it's true, we're not giving up any of our customers at the end of the project, because we do care about our customers, and we are interested in collaboration, in a long term collaboration. So usually when we don't have some exact projects in the future, I just trying to reach out customers after the project ends with by asking them how things going, what feedback do you have, asking them about their plans and all that stuff on a regular basis, for sure.
And for our listeners who may be working with account managers, what practical tips can you provide to enhance collaboration?
First and foremost, be transparent about your goals and any challenges you face. The more information you provide, the better equipped your account manager will be to assist you. Second, do not avoid regular syncs for updates and feedback sessions. This keeps everyone aligned and allows for quicker adjustments. It should not be a 2 hour call, just 15 minutes each month, and you, as a customer, assure that everyone is aligned with your requests. It's all about partnership. The more collaborative the customer is, the better the final result from cooperation will be.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like clear communication is really critical. However, when budgets and timelines are tight, it can be difficult for clients to stay on track. And what advice would you give to help clients set realistic expectations, and how can the account manager help balance these constraints with achieving the project goals?
The the main advice to the customer in that situation is really simple: to check the documentations and reports shared with them. First of all, at the beginning of the project, you should ensure that all the necessary documents, such as statement of work, are signed. This is a tip for account manager for sure. This document that you already signed, statement of work, outlines the entire scope of the project and provides estimates, giving the customer a clear understanding of budget and timelines when they sign it. When the project starts, the project manager should track progress using a Gantt chart or project charts and control scope creep. Just for you to know, scope creep is a such a PM term when changes are made to the project scope without any control procedure, like change requests. And those changes for sure affect the project schedule, budget, costs, and resources. So it might be the issue in the end for all the team and the account manager also. In the situation when the budget is tight and timelines is tight, is crucial to stick to the original project scope and avoid adding extra features. In this situation, the project manager, not account manager, should be responsible for this, using the project charter, as already mentioned, and the Gantt chart, just to compare the original scope with any additional customer requests. Any changes to the original scope should be communicated to the customer. Any additional tasks should be only processed after getting the customer's approval. On the IM side, in this situation, uh, all this detail should be communicated to the customer. IM should share necessary information to help the customer to ensure that the project is on track. So, in this situation, account manager should check everyone and everything.
It sounds very helpful, like for both parties, for AM and for the client. Do you have any other tips?
Yeah, don't hesitate to ask questions or raise concerns. And please remember, account manager is here to help navigate complexities and should be seen as a partner in your success.
And as we wrap up, let's summarize the key points we have discussed. And the role of account managers is critical for ensuring successful outcomes. They not only manage the complexities, but also facilitate communication and alignment among all stakeholders and the tech team. Um, did I miss anything?
No, I think you are absolutely right. By forcing a strong partnership with account manager, you can maximize your investments into Salesforce or any other development and achieve your business goals with less stress, as your account manager will be stressed instead of you.
Thank you very much, Varvara, for sharing your insights today. And to our listeners, remember effective collaboration with your account manager can make all difference in the success of your Salesforce projects.
Thank you.
Thanks.